welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having a great day. So what I have in store for you guys today is my very first Get Ready With Me. And along the way we experienced some technical difficulties, but if you hang in there, see it all the way through, you might just see something you like. So stick around, watch my Get Ready With Me video. There'll be plenty more to come after this one, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up. And please, please, hit that subscribe button, people. What are you waiting for? Alright, here we go. Okay guys, I think I'm going to do my very first Get Ready With Me, so I'm going to attempt one, since never trying one. Let's see how it works out. So, first thing I do is put my hair back, of course. And up, just so it's not in my way. Have some coffee. Alright, so I'm going to attempt this Get Ready With Me. Let's see how it works out. Alright, so the very first thing I do when I'm getting ready in the morning is filler. I put a little bit of this Exuviance targeted filler underneath my eyes where the deep wrinkles are to try to fill them up a little bit. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. It all depends on what else I put on my face. So I'm going to tap that in. Don't mind me, I'm going to look in my mirror now and then. I'll try to remember you guys are there. So tap that in under my eyes where the wrinkles are. Try to fill all them up. I have no idea what look I'm going to go for today, so we're in this together. We'll just have to wing it. Okay. Alrighty. Filled up as best as they're going to get. So the next thing I do is my primer, and what primer should we use today? Let's see. How about if we use the Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer by Dr. Brant. We'll give that a whirl. So now with this primer, I don't put it all over my face, really. Mostly I just put it where my big pores are. Again, I should have shook it up. Excuse me, I gotta shake it. It's a little watery. Alright. Oh, that's much better. Okay. So, and I press it in. I don't rub it in. That way it gets in the pores and fills them up. Excess around, press it in, and put the rest around my face. Making sure I got all those really bad pore spots. Okay. So that is our face primer, and for our eye primer, I think I'm going to go with the Tarte Clear Slate 360 Creaseless. This is a really, really good eye primer, especially for older women. It keeps your eyeshadow from creasing, and it does fill in some of those lines and makes a nice clean slate, as it says, for you to work with your eyeshadow. So I just dot it on and then rub it in a little bit. Same with this eye. Make sure so now we have our primers on. And I believe I'm going to pick, what can we use for, I think I'm going to use, this is my favorite, this is my go-to foundation when I want to look really nice, I'm going away, things like that. The Milani Concealer Perfect 2-in-1 Primer. I am in shade medium beige. Actually, now that winter is coming, I might have to go to the next shade down because it is a little bit tan. So shake it up. And I'm starting to run out, so I got to get to the store and get some more because this is my favorite. Pump a little bit on my hand, and then this is how I do it. I don't know how other people do it, but then I just dot it on my face. I don't get too close to under my eyes because I don't want it to get in those wrinkles and crease. And I'm going to put my concealer there anyway. So my favorite brushes right now are the Artiste brushes. I got a set of these. These are the Anastasia Beverly Hills Artiste brushes. I love them. They make foundation go on so flawlessly. It looks airbrushed. They're beautiful. I love these brushes for my foundation. So I just smooth it on. Make sure you get your hairline. Make sure you get your ears. And under your chin, down onto your neck a little bit. And then I just dot it a little bit around my eye because I don't want to rub that much under there. And then, like I said, make those wrinkles worse than they already are. Be very careful. Make sure you get all around your nose, your eyes. Very nice. Very, very nice. This is definitely my favorite foundation. Okay. Nice coverage. I love it. And of course, as usual, I squirted it out way too much, so that's very wasteful. I've got to try to be a little bit better at measuring because that could probably be another face. Alright, after my foundation, next I do my concealer, which today, let's go with, should we do the Tarte Shape tape or should we do the Naked Skin? Let's do the Tarte today. I don't use the Tarte Shape tape, although it is amazing. I don't use it that often because it does tend to, after a few hours, settle up into the inner corners of my eye and make them seem a little bit crusty. So my favorite is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. I use that on most days, but once in a while I like to switch it up and do the Tarte Shape tape because I do like it. I just wish it didn't bunch up. So I do, I think it's medium light under my eyes and medium on any spots, which with the Milani, there's usually not too many spots to cover because it is a very good coverage for a foundation. So, the Shape tape, you do not need a lot of this stuff at all. Little dots. You don't want to do all over. No, not with this. Dot there, maybe one right there. And that's probably going to be a lot. There, there, there. Let's do one up here, one down there, and that's it for that. The medium shade, I am going to cover that red mark right here. And the tip of my nose, maybe this part, and that part. Okay. So after that, I use my Beauty Blender. I used my small one for under my eyes. And I'm just going to tap that in. And you can see, look at that. I mean, that is a lot. And it was only 3 dots. That's crazy, crazy coverage. Okay. Tap that in. This side. I always tend to open my mouth when I'm doing that. I'm sure I look like I'm catching stuff. Okay. Then I take my bigger beauty blender. This is the Real Techniques ones. I love them. I love the shape, the flat end, and this end with the point. I think they're great. I actually like them better than the real beauty blenders. I'm just going to make sure I get all that in. And then tap in the rest. I always get under my nose because, especially right now with this weather, blowing your nose, wipe off your makeup and it gets all red under there. Okay, let's do these. Over here. This one up here. Let's get this one. Tap it in. Just bounce your beauty blender over everything. And for some reason, my foundation wipes off the tip of my nose before anywhere else. So I always put a little extra on the tip. Like so. There we go. Next thing I do, I'm going to set my under eyes with my Bye Bye Pores by IT Cosmetics. Bye Bye Pores is, I feel like it is the best setting powder all around. I've used some of all the, some of the others, the Laura Mercier, I love that. All of those powders are made with a talc, so they are going to adhere to every nook and cranny. The Bye Bye Pores is made with silk instead of talc, so it's more of a smoothing effect, I believe, that goes over the top than in sinking into the crevices. And I'm going to use my little Real Techniques brush here to set under my eyes. I have both the pressed and the powder, loose powder. I like the pressed. It's not as messy. Alright, just tap under there. I don't want to swipe, because then when you swipe it tends to, I don't know, make your lines look more defined. And then I will take it and go over the pore areas where I have the most pores, and that covers them like right up there and there. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is use the Benefit Hello Flawless powder to just quickly dust over the rest to set the rest of my face. And for that one, I'm going to use another Real Techniques brush. It is, oh no, this isn't Real Techniques. This is the Royal and Langnickel, and it is the blush brush. I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush, tap it off, and then just lightly go over everything. A little bit, just to set everything. Okay. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to bronze, and my all-time favorite bronzer is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells so good. It has the best texture, and it's the perfect color. It just bronzes you perfectly. Swirl my brush in, tap it off, get the high points around your face and under your chin. Make sure you blend it so you don't look like you have a beard. And that is it for bronzing. Next, I'm going to do my contour. This is what I do next.
And I'm going to use my Cocoa Contour by Too Faced. And I go in with this shade right here. And another Royal and Langnickel brush. This is contour brush. Get some on my brush and then tap it off and go right into the hollows of my cheeks. Do not go all the way down. I just go like halfway down. Right in there. Get that nice sharp contour. And on this side, same thing, right below the hollows or right in the hollows and halfway down the cheek. Okay, there we go with the contour. And maybe a little bit here on the top peak of my forehead. And I already got it with the bronzer, but maybe just a little bit down there. All right, that is my contour. So next up, after contouring, is blush. Use the Urban Decay Afterglow. This is in Fetish. This is a nice color. You got to go in a little light-handed with it though, because it can get a little dark. And I'm going to use my Morphe M500 brush. Just swirl it around, tap it off, and I go from the apples up is what I do. Flick it on the apple and then up. Apples up. A little bit on the apples. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. So our next step, getting ready in the morning, brushes up, is highlighter. And I have so many new highlighters that I really, really love. I just got the new Tarte Glow Kit. I really like that. But I think today we're going to go with a drugstore blush that is phenomenal. You would never believe that it's from Wet n Wild. But it is. It is the Wet n Wild's Boozy Brunch. It is so good. So good. Okay, and I'm going to take my Morphe E61 and swirl it, tap it, and then go on the highest point of my cheek. Ooh, look at that. And around my eye socket. Just like that. Beautiful. That is some stunning highlight. I am impressed, Wet n Wild. Highest point of my cheek. And then around the eye. Just a little bit. There we go, like that. And then I'll put a little bit on the tip of my nose, like that. My chin, like that. And then I'll take my little mini fan brush, and it is a Morphe M, sorry I don't have my glasses on. I believe it's an M558, I'm not quite sure. I'll link it down below in the description box if it's not. And I put a little bit on that. Tap it off, and then I'm going to go down my nose just a little bit. Like that. And my Cupid's bow, of course. We're highlighted up. And I'm going to take this fan brush, and I'm not even sure where I got it. It doesn't have a name on it, but I really like the fan brush. It's nice and thick. And I'm just going to blend everything. Okay. Blooper. Let's try that again. I'm just going to blend it all in a little bit. Okay. There we go. Blended. Down. Alright, so my eyes are starting to water. For my next step that I do is my eyebrows. So let's see. We are going to go with my little trusty makeup bag. We're going to go with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I think that's what we're going to go with right there. Alright, so now I take the spoolie end first and I just kids. Way to go. Mommy is filming. Mommy's filming. What? I'm filming. Shh. Okay. So, back to what we're doing. I'm going to take my spoolie and just flick my brows up a little bit. Like that. And I take the other side, which I love this precise little point that they got there. And I'm just going to fill them in. So I got to get close to my mirror for this one. Sorry, guys. I try to make them look natural. I don't like those really blocked off eyebrows on me. The younger kids, they look fine. But on older women, no. So.
6.5 hours later.
Okay guys, eyebrows are done. It was taking a little bit longer than I wanted to, so I cut out a lot of the eyebrow stuff. So I really don't like them that much today. I think I'm having a little issue with the one needs some tweezing, so I might have my daughter tweeze my brows later. But finished brow. Okay. So my next step after my eyebrows is eyeshadow. So let's pick a palette. What can we use today? How about, okay, we're going to go with Laura Lee and I think the Lorac Mega Pro. I think we're going to take a little out of each. Let's see what we got going on. So what I think I'm going to do for eyeshadow, let's see what we can go with. Let's start out with our base coat. Now I use a almost skin tone color on my base, which I put down first, which that way I don't have any uneven coloring or anything like that. So I'm going to go in with, from my Laura Lee palette, I'm going to just go in with basic and lay down a coat. Base coat of that. And I'm going to use this, I don't even know who this is from. This is LA. So guys, you are never going to believe this. So, after I was done with my Get Ready With Me, I went back and looked, and the camera cut out while I was in the middle of doing my eyeshadow. So, I'm not going to refilm the whole thing and take all the makeup off. I'm just going to go through what I've used after the point where the video cuts out. So, on the video, it did go to my base coat, which was Basic in the Laura Lee palette, this one. And then the next one that I used was Press Pot in my transition, and I used this Morphe 330 brush, and I just did sweeping motions back and forth above my crease line. That's what I used the Press Pot with. Then the next shade I used was Mama Bird, and I used that directly in the crease, and I went in with the Morphe M412 brush directly in my crease, back and forth, sweeping like windshield wiper motions. Then the next shade I used was Ragamuffin in my outer corner, the outer V, and I went in with my MAC for 217, and I did the outer V in that. And then after that, I took a pencil brush, which was my MAC 222, I believe, and I just did the very, very outer corner with Alabama from the Laura Lee palette, just the very edge. So then underneath my eye with a pencil brush from Sonia Kashuk, I went in and took Press Pot, Mama Bird, and Alabama under my eyes. Then what I did after that was I took my Tarte Duo Eyeliner, and I used the felt tip liquid side, and I did the upper lash line right on the top of my eyelid. And then I went in with my Marc Jacobs eyeliner and a smudger, and I did my lower waterline. I do maybe a quarter of the way over with the eyeliner, and then I take the smudger and drag it over and smudge on both eyes. Then after that, I went in with my roller lash, which is my favorite. It makes your eyelashes really, really long and full and beautiful. You don't even need false eyelashes, which I wouldn't wear on a Sunday anyway, guys. But, so I went in with the roller lash after that. For my lips, I used a Too Faced lip liner, and I used the Clinique, it is Plum Pop lip. So that is the rest of the makeup that I used. And then, of course, I finished it all off with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Spray. So I am sorry that the camera cut out. Like I said, oh my gosh, I have everything collapsing. I'm just learning how to do these things with the cameras. They're all new to me. So you guys are just like along the ride for how it goes, you know what I mean? We're trial and error here, but I'm really sorry again that it cut out, but I wanted to let you guys all know what exactly I used to finish my look, and I didn't want to have to take it all off and start over again. I mean, that would just be ridiculous. So for the most part, that is how I get ready in the morning. I know you missed the end of my Get Ready With Me, but I'll be doing more so we can catch up, and you can watch how I apply my eyeshadow a little bit better in my next one. So thanks again, guys, for coming along with me on this crazy ride, and I hope I see you again real soon. Have a great Sunday.